Hey everybody, and we are now on to the second part of our Sea Power campaign playthrough, the Calculus of Conflict campaign. Last time we left off, we had just rescued the USNS Cape Girardeau. We took out the surface action group that was escorting it after they had seized it. And now, as we see, it looks like we are at war with the Russians. As NATO responds to the seizure of the spy ship SS Cape Girardeau, the world braces for war. Mission 2, Operation Revenge. Looks like this is going to be a Soviet mission. Take command of the USSR forces at Petropavlovsk to conduct a retaliatory strike on US forces in the Pacific. So yes, yesterday an overly aggressive USSR commander attacked and seized the Cape Girardeau in the Barents Sea, killing U.S. crewmen in the process. NATO responded immediately with force, targeting and sinking the USSR warships using 2 Norwegian submarines operating the area. While concerns grow over rising hostilities and threat of nuclear war, USSR men and ships lay at the bottom of the ocean, and their death cannot go unanswered. The Kremlin has ordered you to locate a U.S. task force en route from Attu Island to Japan and sink it. Okay, Commander from Command Red Banner Pacific Fleet to Task Force Vostok. Operation Revenge. 10th of May 1988. Yesterday, United States spy ship was aggressively patrolling our territorial waters, attempting to monitor our operations. We had dispatched an SAG to shadow the Americans and ensure they did not interfere. During the course of protecting our interests, when the Americans failed to leave our territorial waters, an overly aggressive commander seized the Cape Girardeau and U.S. crewmen were killed along with Soviet comrades. NATO submarines operating in the area hastily responded, sinking our warships and killing our comrades. While there are concerns about escalation and the potential for nuclear war, USSR men and ships lay at the bottom of the ocean, and their death cannot go unanswered. The Kremlin has ordered you to locate a U.S. task force en route from Attu Island to Japan and sink it. So mission objective is to locate the task force traveling from Attu to Japan. Execution 1, MCON policy or discretion. Air assets are en route to support your mission. Protect own forces to the full extent possible. So it looks like the enemy force is comprised of a 1 Leahy class cruiser, 1 Spurance class destroyer, a Belknap class cruiser, and 1 Oliver Hazard Perry frigate. Task Force Vostok comprised of Stoichi Osromitini, a Slava cruiser, the Admiral Isakchinov, and our air forces are a Tu-95 reconnaissance, 2 Tu-22 M2 bombers, and we also have a submarine, looks like to the south of the convoy. So yeah, we're to assume they're operating in a southwesterly course towards Japan, and we should anticipate to catch them unaware. Do not expect enemy air coverage as well. So I'll top right into it. Okay, so here is Task Force Vostok, it looks like. Yep, so yesterday, NATO forces attacked our warships in our territorial seas. Commanders ordered Task Force Vostok to get underway from Petropavlovsk, immediately to seek out and destroy a known American surface group transiting from Attu to Japan. Friendly air from Kamchatka Air Base is scrambling to get airborne now with Tu-95 recon aircraft overhead shortly and a flight of Tu-22M bombers behind them. U.S. Task Force is superior in strength. Utilize Task Force Vostok and the air assets to neutralize the enemy threat. At least one of our ships must survive. So here we go. We have a Sovereigny class destroyer, a Slava class cruiser, a Cresta cruiser class cruiser, and another Sovereigny. So a pretty powerful battle group, I'd say. Definitely very capable. Looks like we have an Echo 2 class submarine, the K-175, somewhere along to the south of them. We're not going to go active with our sonar. What do we carry? Looks like we have 533mm torpedoes, quite a lot of them. We do have some anti-surface, subsonic anti-ship weapons, so we can... This thing can definitely do some damage if we get him to begin launching. Yes, and we have a bunch of torpedoes to use on them. Some Set 40s and some Set 65s. Alright, Let's lock in here, and we're going to go air search radar on, as well as surface search radar for all of our ships here. So the enemy is estimated to be around here. Doesn't look like our aircraft are on station yet. But as you can see, we do have some beautiful ships here of the Russian Navy. So continuing to steam southwards, looks like we do have an EM emission up here. Not sure what that is. Just waiting for a contact out of these guys. We're going to try and send our K-175 a little bit closer into that zone, and we're also going to speed this up just a little bit. It'd be nice if we had that recon aircraft here. Recon flight on station, ready for search pattern. There we go, right on cue actually. Tu-95 is on station. Let's get his surface search radar on. We don't have to worry about enemy air support, as they said. We should not be expecting anyone. We're going to turn the K-175 southwards. What is the range on these torpedoes? So really not much. Okay, so we can... These missiles should have... Yeah, they have some better range. So we'll have to use those to target whatever their biggest unit is out there. Probably one of their cruisers, knock them out of the fight. Here we go. We have contact now, it looks like, in the zone. 2 EW missions just popped up. They are indeed hostile sea. We're going to keep weapons tight for now. We'll allow the K-175 to close and then fire at them. We'll try to oversaturate their systems with missiles. Task Force Vostok is more than capable of annihilating these guys with their armament. But we're definitely going to probably need K-175 to close in and use his ballistic missiles. Or sorry, his anti-ship missiles. There we go, we do have one contact. Let's see what he's reading as. So it's looking like either the Belknap or the Leahy. We know they don't have a Nimitz class carrier out here. So yeah, this is one of their cruisers. Okay, so we finally do have contact. K-175 is continuing to close in on the target. So still closing in. We can speed it up for now until we start getting more contacts here. Looks like a lot more EW missions are popping up in this area, so we got to be careful that those are civilian contacts. Let's have him start heading north more. So Vostok is still heading kind of southwards. And our Tu-95 is almost close enough to where we should be getting some better readings, I assume. Here we go, more contacts popping up. We are going to make sure we keep the element of surprise here. Let's see what this is. So this is, like I said, either Belknap or the Leahy. This is reading as a bunch still, so we really don't know what that was, or that one is. It's like so cruisers are somewhere right out there. So we need to prepare to fire on them. Okay, we do have our first hard contact. A Spurrence class destroyer. Let's check out his unit reference. So obviously he does have missiles to shoot back at us with. But mostly operating as an anti-submarine destroyer. There we go, we have our first contact, first confirmed contact just like that. Gonna keep our task force on weapons type for now. Until we get a little bit closer, I think. And then we'll launch our Sunburn anti-ship missiles. See what our range on them is right now. Well, actually, looks like we gotta get decently close. Put our Tu-95 out over here. We're still quite a few miles out, so we can definitely speed this up. Bombers are on station as well now, so we can begin to close this gap. Let's cut our fleet out this way. Which one is the lead ship? Okay, there's so many. Alright, everybody's starting to turn. Our flight Raketa is above. They are equipped with AS-4 kitchen anti-ship missiles, 3 each, for a total of 6 in the air. They are coming this way fast. They have pretty good range, so. Alright, looks like we've identified the Belknap cruiser now. It's a missile cruiser, so definitely a very important target here. If we're going to lose ships, it's going to be to this guy. Due to his weapon loadout. So we'll wait for our bombers to get in range, as well as our K-175, which looks like he is in range already. Task Force Vostok, though, still has a bit to go before they're anywhere near being able to launch their missiles, which is unfortunate, but our Slava, though, he might actually be able to get in range. Sorry, that's his anti-ship missiles. These are his SA-6s. His SSN-12s, I believe, have anti-ship missile. Supersonic standoff. So, yeah. What's the range on these? Okay, we are actually in range with these, so we can definitely, probably try and oversaturate that Belknap and that third ship, or the Disperance, sorry. Still have not identified this last ship in the line, which is unfortunate, but not much we can do right now. It really sucks that these ships are not as close as we need them to be. Doesn't really look like we have any. One is who's our Crested 2 right here? Yep. Gonna be mainly for anti-air, it looks like. Doesn't really have any. Yeah, anti-air and anti-submarine. Doesn't have much to go after these ships with outside of his main gun. A lot of anti-submarine warfare. So yeah. Still closing though. Bombers are approaching. They should almost be in range. Oh, never mind. I lied. Let's kick it up a bit. Oh, did we identify? Oh, we got a new contact. This might be a helicopter. Moving pretty quickly. Yep, new radar contact. Yep, those are helicopters for sure. Just waiting for everybody to close in so we can engage. Honestly, we can just about probably fire pretty soon here. I'd like to identify what that last ship we saw is before firing, but... Yep, so it looks like just some helis out here. Bomber's still approaching. Just gotta get in that red circle. We could put them into afterburner. Get them there a little bit quicker. Let's do that. Unless they're already in afterburner, but... Oh, no, now they are. Wings are gonna fold back. Try to get them on station a little bit quicker. We're going to have them try and strike the bell map, so let's slow down here. And order an attack on the bell map. We'll have him engage the Spurrents, or we could go after this guy, but we'll launch 3 at the Spurrents. We are going up into range to fire. Okay, we should be about to fire 4 missiles off here. Flight Brigada is still in closing. Here we go, submarine preparing to fire. Missile tubes opening up. 1 away. 2 away. About to be away. 2 away. 3 away. Should be about to fire another one. We're just gonna fire all these off. Oh my god, I can't click this thing. Oh my lord. Doesn't look like they can get a lock on this guy. Oh, that's why they haven't fired yet. Looks like they're lowering these tubes first, maybe? Never really used a submarine before. Okay, looks like we're closing over here. And let's go weapons free over here for Task Force Vostok. Where's our Slava? He should fire shortly, I assume, here. Here we go, launching some missiles here. Okay, missiles away. let's have the K-175 go back under. Let's just go to periscope death for now. And everybody should have missiles out. Flight Bracetta is still on the way. How many missiles in total do we fire out here? 4? 5? Yeah, they're pretty close to each other, which I don't know if that's ideal, but...
7018. Опознано как враждебный вертолет.
Hey, let's see how the Americans respond here.
Вас понял. Курс 345.
Not sure why we're not diving yet. Nope. We're firing missiles.
Ракета выпущена. 7013. Надводная. 7019. Опознано как враждебный корабль. Ракета выпущена.
Okay, full missile load is almost out. Should be firing our last one right now. I think. Maybe not. I'm not sure.
Вас понял. Атакуют цель 7013.
Let's get that last missile out, please, so we can dive. Looks like he's aligning to fire. Still have not identified this guy somehow. I'm not too sure how, but...
Вас понял. Курс
Send the Tu-95 a little bit
Вас
closer.
понял. Курс 213.
Hey, our anti-ship missiles are on the way.
Воздушная.
Still have not fired that last missile for whatever reason. I'd like to get it off so we can dive back down.
Опознано как нейтральный.
Looks like we have a neutral air target somewhere there. I didn't see where that was. I'm not after missiles away. On the first to you.
Вас понял.
We're gonna have him engage that second, that other unknown target.
7013.
And let's get him to return to base. He's out of ammunition. And second TU-4 should be firing. Looks like he only fired one for whatever reason, but that's okay, because we will manually do it.
Потерян контакт с целью 7013.
Alright. Our Tu-22s have launched their missiles. Let's return everybody to base. Looks like we did have some missiles get intercepted out here. We are en route though now to hitting them. Let's hope we get some successful hits here. Yep, looks like Belknap is firing missiles at our incoming weapons. Lost another one. Down to just 2 in the air right now. Not sure if this attack will make it. Not seeming very likely. Can we please fire this last
Вас
missile,
понял.
please?
Атакуют цель 7008.
We've been on the surface for way too long. I see. Ooh. We intercept another one. Our first attack has failed.
Потерян контакт с целью 7018.
Most of our weapons are closing in. Our SSN-12s
21.
are getting close.
Как враждебный вертолет.
Where are they at right now? Okay, they are at surface level. All flying in formation pretty tight, heading for the Spurrents. Our second wave of submarine launch missiles are on the way. Alright, we need to dive.
И занять глубину. 110.
Close that up, and let's... SSNs are closing in on the Spurrents. They are absolutely destroying these missiles that are flying high. Here we go, closing in. Let's go. We need him. Doesn't really look on mine for some reason. Oh, he got his target now. We are now in range of their Sea Whiz. And bang. Great hit on the Spurrents.
Поражена!
Setting fire everywhere along here. And hits on the... this was the... what was this? This is the Belknap. Looks like the two vessels are sunk. And we also got a hit on whatever the rear vehicle or ship is in the convoy. The Leahy we have now identified. Looks like he popped chaff. Managed to avoid his missile. But we have struck these two lead vessels right away.
Потерян контакт с целью.
Good hits on them. They are burning up.
15.
Let's get the Slava to unload now the rest of his ammunition on these two targets out here.
Вас понял. Атакую цель. Вас понял. Атакую цель. Вас понял. Атакую цель. Вас понял. Атакую цель.
We'll go one more on
Вас
each.
понял. Атакую цель. Вас понял.
Alright, missiles out on target.
7000.
Let's get the rest of these missiles out of here.
Ракета выпущена. 7019.
Alright, missiles are out now.
Ракета выпущена.
Our
7019.
ship launched, or our plane launched missiles are still also on their way. This guy has still not dove back beneath the sea. I don't know what he is doing, but... Oh, looks like we sank this Oliver Hazard Perry, so really, it's just the Leahy left now. So our strike there worked out quite well. Our oversaturation with our missiles did its job. Now we just gotta hope these AS-4s can strike this last remaining vessel, but these first few are going after the already sinking Belknap, unfortunately. So, kind of hitting some dudes that can't even fight back now, but it's actually okay because it should draw the Leahy's fire. Although these missiles still got a bit to go. We only have one actually heading for it, which does kind of suck, but... Alright, and... I mean, these are all going to be hits. This guy's a sitting duck. One hit, two hit, three hit. Yep, I mean... It was expected. They can't defend themselves, but, I mean... If for whatever reason they thought they could save the ship, they can't now. She is absolutely a fireball right now. Spurrents just burning up. AS-4 closing in on the Leahy. Short range air defense is whizzing past it. Looks like he currently has a good track. Just need to hit the target. Any hit at all will suffice if we can neutralize any form of their defenses. Sea Whiz kicking in. Bang. Good hit right on the rear. Harry E. Yarnell is the name of this cruiser, and we have broken out a bad fire on board for him. Missile looks like it pierced right through that aft section, that back section, and came through on the other side. Our other missiles also just struck the Perry, and we hit the Belknap again. Poor guys on that ship. I mean, she is almost underwater and still getting hit. Alright, Oliver Hazard Perry is almost completely gone. Almost fully beneath the waves. Okay, I don't know what this guy's doing. We just launched that last missile, please.
Вас понял. Курс 12.
I don't know why we can't dive here. A little unreal. How do I cancel an order? I tell you to just stop. Ceasefire. There we go. Okay, there we go. We got it to work. Finally. And there we go. These U.S. ships are slipping beneath the waves now. There's the Hazard Perry. The Spurrence is totally underwater. And the Belknap is also underwater. Great hits by our missiles. Their air defense didn't stand a chance with all that incoming fire. Submarine, those cheap submarine missiles. I don't even know if they're cheap, but they did their job of distracting their air defense off from the main attack from the Cresta, or the Slava, sorry. And we have a little bit of overkill, but also we didn't know that we had hit the Perry at the time, so I don't think all these are going for him, but second wave. Oh, looks like we actually sank that last ship. So HQ says that all U.S. vessels are destroyed. Excellent work. Fall back to friendly waters and await further instructions. We are planning follow-on operations on Attu Island. So there, we did it. The Leahy, yep, she's sinking. That one missile was enough. Those plain anti-ship missiles from our Tu-22s are, as we can see, pack a punch. Destroyed all 4 vessels. The Wainwright, Harry Yarnell, George Phillip, and the Thorn. 2 cruisers, a frigate and a destroyer. No losses and no damage to any of our vessels. Just can't ask for better than that, but there we go. I ask that you guys like and subscribe. I will see you in the next mission of this campaign. Thank you for watching.